まったく呆れました。全く呆れて物も言えません。
How's it going, everyone? Alright, well, we had a little bit of an audio repeat there from, I guess, the end of the last episode. But anyways, I'm the Winter Okami, and thanks for coming back and checking me out, and welcome to another chapter of the Princess Evangile series. So, last time, to kind of recap, we kind of had a little... Well, in the beginning, we were kicked out of our room because the student council president wanted to see if we had any porn lying around, which we didn't, thankfully. But we managed to meet Ruriko and her ferret, stort, whatever, the pet Panterbell. And then we also got reunited with childhood friend Chiho, who hates us because we broke a promise. Anyways, so we're jumping back into the series now, and I hope that you'll enjoy as this story unfolds.
厳重に注意された翌日にはまた同じことの繰り返しですか。まったくもう。千穂さん、お好み正也くん、今度はもう初回のようなおめこぼしはありませんよ。3日の謹慎処分とします。
まあまあ、校長先生。
これ以上寛大な処置はありません、理事長。
ただ、頬を叩いたものだから、見た目が派手というのは確かにありますが。
見た目？
引っかき合いの喧嘩。それは、フィユドラ・バンセンヌの間でも、決して珍しいとは言えないのではありませんか？
次元が違います。
次元は同じですよ、校長先生。かつてはあなたも手の甲を引っかかれてなかなか治らないと嘆いたことがあったではありませんか。
昔の話を持ち出すのはいかがかと思いますが。
ただ変わらないことがバンセーヌの特徴ですからね。10年一日です。ともあれ、引っかき傷と頬のもみじ、どちらが早く治るかは何とも言えないところでしょ
う。わかりました。ただし今度で本当に最後です。次は理事長が何とおっしゃろうと、それ相応の処分を下します。
Well, it's good to know that we have at least one of the heads on our side.
下がりなさい。
Yes, ma'am.
はい。
Hey, Chiho. Hey! She left. Just as it had been during lunch the last time we met, she completely shut me out.
不思議よね。
It was evening. We were speaking in the recreation room as we had done 2 days ago.
脇で見て、私も頭の中が疑問符でいっぱいになったわ。マサヤさんは確かに普通に話を進めていたと思う。ともあれ、あんな風に激高させる失態なんて絶対になかった。なのに、一体千穂さんは何を思ったのかしら。
Yeah. Chiho was giving me the silent treatment, so I had no idea what could be the cause. That night, I had lain in bed staring at the ceiling and repeated the scene over and over again in my head. But I still couldn't grasp what I did or said to make her so angry. We were sitting together in silence when we heard a hesitant knock on the door.
こちらにいらしたんですね。
Hello!
ら、瑠璃子さん。ごきげんよう。
That's a very nice dress, and you're still carrying Panterbell with you.
ごきげんよう。パンクも。ちょっとよろしいでしょうか。
I have no quarrels with that. Hmm? Me?
千穂さんのことでお話ししたいことがあって。
Ah, sure.
今、私たちも昨日のことで相談していたところなのよ。そうですか。だったらちょうどよかったです。私もまさやさんも彼女の行動には疑問でいっぱいだわ。瑠璃子さんも同じね。はい。私、まさやさんに謝らないといけません。
Why?
最初に千穂さんが叩いた時は、きっとあなたが何か悪いことをしたのだろうと、そう思ったんです。
Hmm.
ただ、目撃のショックから覚めてみると、それはどうも早計に過ぎるように思えてきました。そして昨日のことです。リセさんもご一緒でしたから。私？リセさんは事情を把握しているように見えました。その上で、マサヤさんと行動を共にしている。それはつまり、十分に納得のいく事情だったのではないかと、そう思ったのです。ご明察。さすがはビジュブル。聡明だわ。
I had to agree. She acts so vapid, but it was true that she was quiet and gentle, but she appeared to be quite observant as well.
その事情、私にも聞かせていただけませんでしょうか。
Of course.
そんなことが。そして、マサヤさんの懸念は結果的には当たっていたのよ。極悪組でしたっけ？あの二人組、本当に危ない連中だったんだから。けれど、思い出すと悔しいし申し訳ないわ。
Huh?
宝くじのことよ。
I told you not to worry about that.
ですけど、確かに。
Haruko-san thought quietly for a moment before continuing.
やむにやまれぬ事情ですね。でしょ？なのになんで千穂さんは激高したのかしら。ただ、昨日の出来事は、マサヤさんがきちんと説明するよりも前に起こったようでした。ええ、それもそうね。それで私、千穂さんのことで前々から気になっていたことがあるんですが。
Why is that? As I leaned forward, Haruko-san slumped in her chair.
千穂さんのこと、とても心配していらっしゃるようですね。
Oh, well, we were childhood friends.
うん？
It's been over a year since we saw each other. I didn't even know she planned to go here after graduation. That's why seeing her here had been such a shock. If this were a normal school, it would have been a big deal. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but this was the famous Vincennes. And Chiho's family was decidedly middle class.
どうして？普通、進路の話くらいはするのではなくて？
I had been hiding my family situation for a while, which made it hard to talk about.
昨日も千穂さんは夜逃げと聞いて驚いていましたが、どうして隠していたんですか？
I didn't want to worry her. Chiho's parents helped me a lot with my family situation. They were good people. I didn't want to put them through that. Plus, my old man was such a con artist. I was afraid that if I made them take pity on me, he'd get them involved in it. So, I decided I would never mention money to them.
そうですか。マサヤさんの方はわかるとして、千穂さんはどうして黙っていたのかしらね。
I'm not really sure. I wouldn't have minded if she wanted to brag a little.
と、寂しかったのではないでしょうか。
About what?
バンセンヌはご承知の通り全寮制で、帰省も夏休みと年末年始に限られています。つまり、会える機会がぐっと制限されてしまうことになるのですから。なるほどね。きっとそういうことなんでしょうね。
Right. Why are you glaring at me?
あら、ごめん遊ばせ。私、目が悪いものだから、つい目を細めてしまう癖があるのよ。
I'm calling bull crap. You are jealous. Right.
それで、気がかりなことというのは、千穂さんは何かとお客さん扱いされているんです。
You mean the final course tourist thing?
はい。
What does that mean exactly? I've been wondering about that. At my question, the two exchanged a troubled glance.
そうね。これっていう意味があるわけでもないんだけど。バンセンヌは前期課程からの一貫教育という話は前にしたわね。
Yeah.
生徒の大部分は前期課程から入学するわ。たまに中期課程から入る子もいるけれど、後期となるとめったにいない。だから、浮いてしまうのよ。
Right. Tammy-san mentioned that too. Well, as part of the news club, I know a thing or two, and Chiho-san never really fit in.
それに、バンセンヌにはとても独特で濃密な空気があるわ。マサヤさんも出会った夜、言っていたわね。私の喋り方が少し変わっていると。
Right.
一時が万事その調子だもの。中期課程ならそれでもそこそこは馴染めるでしょうけれど、後期となると正直難しいでしょうね。私はそんな風潮も変えたいのよ。共学科にはそれも含まれているわ。私も同感です。瑠璃子さん。以前の私がそうした問題意識を持っていたとはとても言えません。です。千穂さんとお友達になってから強く感じるようになったのです。入った時期と人柄に関係などあるはずがありません。なのに色眼鏡をかけて見てしまう。そんなのはきっと馬鹿げているんです。その通りよ。瑠璃子さんに同意してもらえて、私としても心強いわ。
Oh, so do we have another association affiliate?
そんな。そうだ。瑠璃子さん、ぜひ白百合会の会友として私たちの活動に協力してもらえないかしら。微力ではありますが、喜んで。
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, if the opportunity to recruit opens itself, then go for it.
ありがとう。
The two shook hands, and we had our first affiliate. Parabelle was dancing on her shoulder. I shook hands with her as well. Once it was finished, Ruriko-san stared at her hand in disbelief.
私、男性の肌に触れたのは初めてです。
Wow, okay, how sheltered of a child were you? It's just a handshake.
それもそうですね。それで話は戻りますが、千穂さんは入学以来何度も傷つけられているんです。本当にこうした風潮は変わってくれるといいのですが。
Chiho did seem to notice when she heard the others whispering about her.
昨日のことなんですが、そうしたことの影響があって、千穂さんは誤解してしまったのではないかと、そう思うんです。
Misunderstood them? How?
借金のことを隠したのは、千穂さんの心変わりを恐れたから。Masaya
Whoops! My bad. I remembered the incomplete thought she had expressed to me the day before. Masaya, even you, treat me that way. I can't believe she'd think that. We were childhood friends and everything. But as Ruriko-san said, it may have been the influence of the school that led her to think that way. Well, now that I know what she's thinking, we can fix it. I'll talk to her again tomorrow.
はい、頑張ってください。何しろ二人は将来を誓い合った仲なのですし。
Wait, what?
そうだったの？
No, it's not like that. Where did that come from, Ruriko-san?
違ったのですか？私てっきり幼馴染とはイコールそういう存在なのかと。
Okay. Nope. You need to get out more. No, the term seriously doesn't have that implication at all. Ruriko-san was intelligent, but she was also the kind of girl who had never seen boxers before. And there was her reaction to our handshake, too. She was the kind of person who showed that being intelligent and being knowledgeable were not necessarily the same thing.
何よ、もう焦ってしまったじゃない。驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。そうよ、驚いてしまったじゃない。
Quit hiding it, Rise. You want Masaya. I couldn't quite understand what the difference was myself.
じゃあ、マサヤさん、今度はあなた一人で行ってちょうだい。で、結果を報告してくださる？
Roger. Alright, we are on the 15th. Unfortunately, the results weren't much to talk about.
何よ、もう。
Chiho moved away swiftly, and I picked up the pace to meet her. We ended up in the rose garden. Wait a minute. At least hear me out, please. Or are you just never going to talk to me again? Look, I was really happy to see you again.
バカ。
Huh?
早く言いなさいよ、聞いてるから。
Right. Finally, I explained to her about the mob coming after me. However,
はあ？
her reaction was still cold.
何よそれ。校長先生の時も思ったけど、マサヤって本当に言い訳が下手よね。
What? But I'm telling you the truth.
いくら相手が危ない人だからって、なんで本人じゃない別の他人に絡んでくるのよ。
It's just, well, even though it was my old man's debt, they were still coming after me, so...
親子と幼馴染じゃん。根本的に違うでしょ。
Well, that's true, but...
そうよ。私たちは単なる幼馴染で、恋人とかそういうあれならともかく。
Oh, you're showing your colors there a little bit, Chiho.
それで借金取りの目がこっちに向くなんてあるはずないじゃない。
But listen, Chiho, you know how dangerous the goons are, don't you?
はあ？知るはずないじゃない、ヤクザのことなんか。
That was true.
マサヤだって知ってるとは思えない。さっきから適当なことばっかり。
No, I really do know. Though my source was the old man. That old bastard. He was so good with words, he had me fully convinced the goons were dangerous. Though, in the end, it seems like he was right about that. Well, since I never got to tell you personally, I guess it wasn't obvious how scared I was.
伝わるはずないでしょ。もう話してってば。
It wasn't until she said that I realized I was holding on to her wrist. The moment I let her go, she turned on her heel. Well, she's always been fast on her feet.
マサヤのバカ。私だってあんたと仲直りしたいのに。どうして変な嘘つくのよ。
And that's how it turned out.
困ってしまうわね。まあ確かに一見すると嘘っぽい話ではあるのだけど。
Yeah, I can't really deny that.
昨べ私はバンセンヌに入学したことが影響を与えたのではないかと言いましたが、それに加えてマサヤさんが梨のつぶてを続けたことも良くなかったのかもしれませんね。ともあれ、千穂さんは詳しい事情を知らなかったのですから。
Yeah. That was true. That's what I had been so worried about and why I wanted to see her. I couldn't count the number of times I found myself somewhere, looking up at the sky, eyes filled with tears as I thought of Chiho and my friends. But I couldn't make her understand that, not knowing the circumstances was making it worse.
この1年の間に千穂さんの心はすっかり凍ってしまったのかもしれません。
Yeah, you might be right about that.
そんな心を優しく溶かしてあげられるのはマサヤさんの熱いパッションだけですよ。
Right. But that's where the conversation stalled. Ruriko-san's mention of warm passion didn't seem to have any concrete plan attached to it.
私ちょっと思ったのだけど、マサヤさんの心配は結果的には戸を得ていた。であるなら実地に試してみればいいんじゃないかしら。
Gosh darn it, I keep thinking they're done, and then right as I click the button, they keep going. I'm sorry if I'm skipping text a little bit. Demonstrated what?
極悪組の危険性を。
Hmm?
あのレストランで2人でいただけで、あの連中は私に声をかけてきたわ。だったら、相手は千穂さんでも事情は同じじゃないかしら。
Ah, I see. Lure them out. But wouldn't that be a little dangerous?
どうして？だってあなた、喧嘩が強いのに。
I am? I don't really think so.
だって、手下みたいな人、の下じゃないの。
Ah, but we don't know for sure if that's the case. The truth was, and sorry if you hear an airplane in the background, the truth was I hadn't had a day's worth of real training. The idea makes me pretty anxious. It'd be one thing if it were just me, but to bring Chiho into it.
確かにそうね。計画として軽率に過ぎるかもしれないわね。つまり、いざという時の危険性が取り除ければいいのでしょうか？
Okay, Ruriko, you sound like you have something up your sleeve there. Well, I guess, but
では、お父様にお願いして、ボディーガードについてもらうのはいかがでしょう？
how much control do you have? What? You can do that? Ruriko-san nodded.
帰省した時に外出の際などは必ずつきますので。
How wealthy is your family? Yikes, she has a lot of power. Ah, I see.
それはいいわね。善は急げと言うわ。できれば明日にでも。はい、お父様に聞いてきますので、ちょっとお待ちになってください。本職のボディーガードがいれば、心配いらないのではなくて？
Yeah, I guess so. Wow, but that was a surprise.
ボディーガード？
Yeah, normally I would have thought that sort of thing was impossible.
バンセンヌに前期から入学した人の家庭は、おしなべて裕福だわ。けれど、ルリコさんの家は中でもとびきりなの。だって、あの神谷財閥ですもの。
The Kamiyagi group. Even I knew that name. I think everyone in Japan knew that name. Lately, they were even known around the world as the globally expanding Kamiyagi. To put it plainly, the idea of me becoming friends with someone from a family like that was nothing short of a miracle.
ルリコさんこそは筋金入りの箱入り娘と言えるでしょうね。
Risi-san was a very active person, but she was still a proper lady, which gave her statement extra conviction. Oh no, did we not get the bodyguard?
浮かない顔ね。ダメだったの？ダメではなかったんですが。
Ruriko-san explained that the suddenness of the request meant that their usual bodyguards were already fully scheduled elsewhere.
普段見知っている方なら自信を持って推薦できるのですが、そうではないのでどうしようかと。どうしましょうか？
Can we still get a bodyguard?
はい、それは。先方は会社ですので、数百人からいらっしゃるそうです。
Okay, so the problem is that it's not one of the usual bodyguards that her family uses personally. It's just one that's normally cycled throughout the company. Okay, well, I mean, that's still professional. In that case, let's do it. I want to make up with Chiho quickly, too.
わかりました。
Ruiko-san pressed a few buttons on her cell phone to take it off of hold.
お父様、やっぱりお願いします。はい、明日で。
From there, the three of us worked out the finer points of our plan, and I prepared for tomorrow. Alright, got a little transition. The next day, I was hiding by the gate, waiting for the others to show. Ah, here they come.
ねえ、ルリコさん、本当に外になんか出られるの？はい。
It was a little surprising. She had heard there were people who left school grounds now and again, but she would have never figured Ruiko was the type.
千穂さん、お腹は空いていますよね？言われた通り夕飯はパスしたから。それは良かったです。パッパトーレ付きの石はとても美味しいそうですよ。ルリコさんも初めて行くの？ええ、実は私もあまり外には出ませんので。そうだよね。じゃあ今日のことも初めてなんだ。そうなります。どうして急に？なんかあったの？ええ、とてもいいことが。だから今日はそのお祝いと考えていただいて結構です。そっか。
She didn't know what it was, but she wanted to celebrate it with all her heart. Ruiko was the first and dearest friend she made at Vincennes.
ところで、千穂さんはマサヤさんとは古くからのお友達だったのですね。まあ。言ってくださればよかったのに。まあ、なんとなく。なんとなく？照れくさかったというか。そういうものなのですか？だってそれはそうだよ。昔から顔合わせていてさ、私あいつが半ズボン履いてる頃から知ってるんだから。なるほど。私幼なじみというと今も席を並べている人ばかりで。あ、そっか。前期課程からの全寮制だもんね。はい。だから男子の幼なじみなどはちょっと考えられないんです。正直言って千穂さんも羨ましく思います。羨ましがるようなことなんか何もないよ。そうでしょうか。千穂さんは最初に私が訪ねた時言っていましたよね。マサヤさんのことを悪い人ではないと。よく覚えてるね、そんなこと。それがきっと本心なのだと私は後から思いました。そろそろ校門だけどどこから出るの？
Ruiko checked the time on her wristwatch.
そろそろ空いてくれるはずです。
What could she mean? But before Chiho had time to think on that question, the gate opened with a heavy sound.
あれ、なんで？さあ、千穂さん、外に。うん。
As Chiho walked through, she heard Ruriko's footsteps slow. Suspicious, she turned back around. For some reason, Ruriko was still standing within the school walls.
どうしたの？
Oh, wow, that is mischievous. Her only response was a bright smile. Just then, someone ran out from beside Ruriko. Chiho gasped in shock. Ruriko remained calm, however. It was as if she knew it was coming. Chiho! It was her childhood friend running towards her. But before she could react, he had grabbed her hand.
いってらっしゃい。
Thanks. As Ruriko waved, the gate closed again.
これ、どういうことよ。
Chiho recovered from her stupor and clung to the gate while trying to shake me off. But no matter how she hit me or flailed around, I wasn't letting go.
9時には門を開けますから、その頃にはまた戻るようにしてください。9時って、ルリコさん。では。
With that last graceful word, Ruriko-san disappeared down the path.
これって。ちょっと、マサヤ、一体どういうことなのよ。
Come on, don't be so mad. The teachers probably won't find out.
そんなこと言ってるんじゃない。
It's been a whole year since we last saw each other. Shouldn't we grab something to eat?
そういうこと言ってるんじゃなくて。
I'm getting an allowance from the school. I can buy you a full course meal or whatever you want. Oh, look, the bus is here. We made it just in time. If we miss it, the next one's not for an hour, so let's go quickly. I pulled her by the hand to the bus stop. Chiho didn't resist me. Sitting on the bench at the bus stop was a man in black and a woman. The woman was just a bystander, and the man was probably the bodyguard.
いつまで握ってるのよ。
Oh, sorry.
まったく。
The bus was nearly empty. We sat side by side, Chiho looking out the window as if to avoid my gaze.
それで、どういうことかちゃんと説明してくれるんでしょうね。
I want to make up with you.
それでご飯で釣るっていうの？私そんな大食いじゃないわよ。
It's not that. I want to show you just how bad the goons are.
え？
She took her eyes off the window for a moment to glance at me.
どういうこと？
You think my story's unbelievable, right?
うん。だってあんまり嘘くさい話だし。
No, it's okay. I agree with you. That's why I thought showing you would be better than any explanation. The goons aren't going to give up that easily. If they catch sight of me, they'll come right at me, on the spot. If they come, I'm going to run away and leave you behind.
はあ？
I mean, pretend to run, you know? By your logic, the goons won't come after you, right? Because we're not related.
まあそれは
But they're going to do it, because they're like rabid dogs. So, if it goes down like that, you'll believe me, right?
えっと
The reason I didn't tell you about the loan was because I was worried about you. That is, I mean, I didn't think for a minute that your attitude towards me would change if you knew about my financial situation. Chiho's eyes went wide, but she turned her face back towards the window.
何よ分かっていたんだ
The truth is, Ruiko-san told me.
そう
She says you shouldn't worry about what people say, no matter how they view you. You're still you.
何偉そうなこと言ってるのよタンタトゥーセルパンのくせして
Ouch, okay, that stings a little bit. That's your fault.
何よ私が悪いっていうの
As we bickered, we reached our final stop.
外に出るのも久しぶりだな
As we stepped off the bus and into the crowd, Chiho stretched her arms into the air.
バンセンヌって本当に外に出られないんだもの入学する前はありえるのなんて思ったものだけど
Speaking of which, Chiho, when did you take the entrance exam for Vincennes?
ああ両親に勧められて
Wow, so your dad must have worked hard. I hear the entrance fee is really high.
ああそれは平気だったの
Was that it?
ああそれは平気だったの
Okay, almost sounds like there was broken... whatever. Wow, really?
前期から入る場合は寄付金が重要なんだけど後期の場合は学力だけなんだってさ先生が言ってた
Wow. That's right, Chiho. You always were smart.
どうかな
She was also she was also athletic and had the looks to match. Her stubborn personality was the diamond's only flaw, if you could call it that. As her childhood friend, it was hard for me to be objective, but thinking about it calmly, she was a really impressive person. Chiho, do you have a title too?
うわぁマサヤってもうバンセンヌに染まってるんだ
No, it's not that. I just heard that popular girls get titles.
皮肉それ
I'm being honest.
ないわよ私に一名なんて
Oh, I see. I guess it's because you got started late. But Ruriko-san said that discriminating against people for that is stupid.
うん
If they look down on you for being a final courser, I wonder what they think of me. I must be some exotic beast. Chiho laughed, and I felt a little more at ease. That was the that was the feeling. This was the way we always laughed together before I ran out that night. Back then, I had thought we'd have days like this forever. Ah, crap.
どうかした目にゴミでも入った
Uh, Yeah, I think so. Ow.
見せてみなさいよ。
Oh, no thanks. You probably couldn't see it in the lamplight anyway.
それもそっか。
It's fine now. Well, let's go to the restaurant. We started walking off. I started walking off ahead of her.
本当におごってくれるの？言っとくけど私、財布持ってないんだからね。瑠璃子さんが持ってくるのって言うんだもの。
I've got it.
そういえば、制服を着させたのもなんか意味があるの？これも瑠璃子さんに言われてわざわざ着替えたんだけど。
They know about Vincennes, so make you stand out, you know?
へえ。
After we placed our orders, Chiho looked around appreciatively.
あんたがよく知ってるわね、こんな洒落た店。
No, this is my second time here. The first time I came here was with Rise-san. Oh dear.
ああ、そういうこと。
And you're in trouble now, Masaya. What?
ずいぶんと仲いいみたいだもんね、マサヤとリセさんって。
Oh, are we going to end up seeing a rivalry between these two? I would love to see that. Oh, no. I mean, we are close, but, uh, well, I mean, we are on speaking terms, but she just invited me here to ask me to come to Vincennes. It's not what you think. I wasn't sure why just explaining the situation was making me so nervous.
ふーん、まあいいけどね、私には関係ないし。でも私、びっくりしたな。
Chiho's elbows were on the table, face resting on her hands as she stared off to the side.
マサヤの家庭がそんなに大変なことになっていたなんて。それはなんとなく感じるところはあったけどさ、けどそこまでとは思ってなかった。
That's because your parents always helped us out. It wasn't exaggerating to say that if not for Chiho's parents, I might have starved to death. I avoided the subject because I didn't want to cause any more trouble for them.
他人行儀。
Maybe I was, but now I'm completely out of sympathy for the old bastard, so...
あの野郎って？
My old man. When I think about what he did to me before I came to Vincennes, it makes me glad that I hid it.
マサヤ。
Oh, that reminds me. I took on a cheerful tone to try to dispel the darkness hanging over the conversation. There's something I've been wondering about. I think you probably know what I'm talking about. What did you want to ask me on graduation day?
教えてあげない。もう昔の話なんだから、今更そんなこと持ち出したところでもうどうにも
I'm...
ならないでしょ。
Are you done? I bet it was a confession. Well, I guess that's true. But I found myself thinking from time to time. What if I had gone to meet Chiho that day, even knowing the danger? Would that have changed the course of my whole life? Although there was a high possibility that whatever she had to say wasn't that important too. Masaya, you are dense. I glanced outside the restaurant and shifted back suddenly in my chair. Chiho quickly noticed the sun changed my mood, and I turned back to me quickly. They're here. The goons. Okay, just like we planned. Here I go.
待ってよ。
As I stood up, she reached out to grip my hand. It's fine. It's all just an act. I'll be watching over you from close by. Also, did you see that man with the black suit on the bus before?
うん。なんか変な人だなって思ったから。
He's a bodyguard. We hired just in case. Ruriko-san called him in. Okay, I'm going now. You stay right where you are, Chiho.
うん。わかった。
I checked to make sure she had let go, then left the table. I was so anxious that the hair stood up on the back of my neck, but the plan should be foolproof. Okay, that's like a doom flag right there. What's going wrong? Chiho watched helplessly as her childhood friend departed. She didn't actually doubt Masaya's words. It was just such a difficult story to believe. Would those mobsters really go after someone's friend over a loan?
あの二人。
There were two men who clearly stood out from the crowd. They were heading towards the restaurant. They were looking at her. Soon after, they entered. At first, they just looked around threateningly, but then, with loud footsteps, they advanced on her table. They stood out like sore thumbs in the upper-class restaurant. Some of the other patrons were casting surreptitious glances at them.
おう姉ちゃん。つい今さっきまでこのテーブルにおこのぎまさやがいたな。
それがどうしたっていうのよ。
She had meant to sound defiant, but her voice was trembling. He gave a coarse laugh and leaned in close to her. Chiho turned her face away.
あいつもなかなか隅に置けねえじゃねえか。こないだもバンセンヌの上玉と一緒にいたってのによ。今はこうしてあんたと飯を食ってる。おう、あんたそのこと知ってるのか？けどあのガキもまだまだだな。別々の女を同じ店に連れてくるなんてよ。用心ってやつが足りねえや。
私は。
あ？
It would do no good to argue with a gangster. Chiho fell silent and shook her head. She wondered if Masaya was watching from somewhere. She glanced out the window, but couldn't see him anywhere.
けど姉ちゃんよ。彼氏はちゃんと選ぶんだな。あのガキが借金抱えてるってこと、あんた知ってんのか？額も半端じゃねえ。お、これだぞ、これ。
He opened both his hands in front of her.
1本100万じゃねえ。なんと 1000万だ。いつになったら消せんのかね。
So that's what is that? That's 100,000 US dollars.
それはマサヤがした借金じゃないでしょ。
親の責任は子に、子の責任は親に。これは世の道理だ。親の借金にほっかむりすることこそ通らん。
そういうこった。まあなんならよ。姉ちゃんが返してくれたっていいんだぜ。体で稼いで。なあ。
Okay, we're about to jump into very questionable territory right now. Jeez Louise. With that, he grabbed her shoulders, and a chill ran through Chiho's body. Just then, "That's enough of that." It was the man in black who had been on the bus.
ああ、なんだてめえ。店の門には見えねえが。
I'm a bodyguard.
ああ、ボディーガード
Take your dirty hand off her. You didn't hear me? You want me to hurt you?
痛いめ。何してくれるってんだ
Don't take me lightly, or you'll regret it.
へえ。
I'm a combined 75th rank in judo, kempo, karate, and capoeira. It's true, so if you don't want to get hurt.
なんと何を合わせて75段だって
With a mocking laugh, the underling pulled out a handgun from his pocket, and that's where things go wrong. You think you can take me down with a toy like that? He shot a hole in the wall. Everyone in the restaurant froze. Sorry. I only joined the company, and the 75th rank thing was a bald-faced lie. Wow, world's most useless bodyguard.
あらかいおめえみてえな玉だらソープでたっぷり稼げるからな
And we're jumping down questionable territory again. The customers scattered like flies. No, not one of them came forward to help her. She didn't expect help neither. No one would put themselves in danger for a stranger's sake. That was true for strangers, but for a childhood friend.
幼なじみ
She was shocked by her own thought. What did childhood friend mean to her in the end?
私たちは結局のところ単なる他人じゃない
And with that, Chiho's mouth moved on its own. I was watching from behind a mailbox when my eyes opened wide in shock. A handgun? You've got to be kidding. It also turned out that the bodyguard was worthless. He'd taken off at full speed. Chiho! I ran just in time to hear Chiho's cry piercing through the night air.
出てくる勇気があるとはな。それともおめえ、目が悪いのか
The underling waved the handgun so that it glinted in the light. 2020 eyesight.
じゃあおもちゃだと思っていやがるな。てめえ、北の国金星のトカレフをなめとったらえらい目に。
I heard the shot before.
はん、そうか。じゃあ何しに来た？
Did you really think I could just run away and leave Chiho here?
なるほどな。やっぱりこの女、おめえの女だったのか。
That's not it. It's not like that, but...
冗談二人も引っ掛けやがって。こら、てめえ、どっちか俺に回せ。
Shut the hell up.
けまあいい。
The underling gestured towards the door with his chin.
表出ろ。
Then he released Chiho from her headlock and thrusted her forcefully away. Chiho!
外出ろってんだよ。
With a gun pointed at me, I couldn't exactly refuse.
マジで拳銃だよね。
What's Tammy doing here?
ボディーガードはさっさと逃げちゃうし、どうなるのよこれ。
You can't really afford one of those. I was trying to buy time, so I said the first thing that came to mind.
てめえ、見かけによらずやるからな。たく、大枚はたいちまったぜ。
How much was it?
ああ、10万だよ。地道にカツアゲしてよ。何が悲しゅうて極道がカツアゲなんぞ。この努力をたたえやがれ、こら。
That's amazing.
うるせえアホ。
こら清、何を無駄口叩いていやがる。じきに札も来るぞ。
ええ。じゃあ、とりあえずおめえにはマグロ船にでも乗ってもらうか。
Huh? My eyes were drawn to the ground below. Then suddenly, I crouched down.
何してるんだ、おめえ。
頭隠して尻隠さずか。
My eyes were focused on an area just around the underling's crotch level. It's that cat! I know it! The cat's face was turned downward and his mouth was working fervidly. There must have been some food on the ground just behind the underling. I lunged forward suddenly before he could escape. Oh, headbutt to the groin. That's more... In that situation, it's more than one kind of headbutt, but we're not going to explore that. Anyways, that's pretty great, though. And Tammy's going to be there to catch it. Gosh darn it, Tammy. My face smacked into something, but I reached down and managed to grab the cat. Hey, you! What did you do with my lottery ticket?
マサ、何してるのよ。猫が苦しがってるじゃない。
Ah, right. At her words, I relaxed my grip, but I was still holding the cat by the scruff of the neck. Well, I grabbed at it instinctively, but Thinking about it sensibly, he probably didn't still have my lottery ticket. And even if by chance it was still in good condition somewhere, the cat couldn't tell me where it was.
ちょっとマサヤさん、何ため息なんかついてるのよ。
Huh?
タミエさん、君すごいじゃないの。
Tammy-san seemed excited about something. In what way?
何がって拳銃持ったヤーさん一撃で KO しちゃって。
Huh? I turned around. She was right. The underling was sprawled out on the floor behind me. A sudden seizure?
は
おめえ、やはりただものじゃねえな。
Hmm?
おお、清、さっさと起き上がれ。
Ouch, that must have been one heck of a hit, but that is amazing.
ああ、しょうがねえ。もうすぐ殺も来る。
The boss hefted the underling up on his shoulder in a familiar fashion and staggered away. What's with those two? I thought I was done for the minute they pulled out the gun. Or the minute... I thought I was done for the minute they pulled out that gun.
あ、君さっきから何言っているの。やっ
Huh?
つけたのは君じゃない。急所にガーンと頭突きかまして。
The best way to take down someone. Huh? Of course. The strangely warm, soft, slightly smelly thing I had felt against my face before was... Ah! I instinctively started scrubbing my face. As if she didn't notice my distress, Tammy-san happily turned her digital camera's view screen towards me.
ほらほら見なさいよこれ。またバッチリ激写したわ。 うわ。
Not the most glorious way to be called a hero, but take credit where it's due, I suppose. Or give credit where it's due. Chiho let out a slightly disgusted noise.
これはスクープよ。こうしちゃいられない。私はこれで。じゃね。
Hey, at least bright side is that since Sombra Scanner got it here, then hopefully that boosts our rating back at Vincennes. Tammy-san took her leave. All that remained behind were 2 people and 1 cat.
その猫がどうかしたの。
Oh, right. Before I could explain, the cat started retching.
ほらマサヤがあんまり閉めるから。
I sat down on the ground and Chiho began stroking the cat's back. No, I think it's just normal cat vomit. Oh, wait, did I miss something there? I feel like there's... nope, I didn't miss anything. You know, cats vomit a lot. They throw up fur they swallow and stuff. That's what I've heard.
ああ。
I wasn't exactly in the mood to look at a cat's regurgitated food, but something happened. I happened to catch sight of a familiar color inside it. Ah, it can't be. I reached forward, groping through the partially digested food around it. Ugh. Ah, that's gross.
何やってるのよマサヤ。
I'm crazy! I unfurled the wad of paper in front of my eyes. My sticky fingers began to tremble. I was like a man taken by a sudden fever.
どうしたの？
The print was clearly legible. It was sticky with fluid and smelled terrible, but there was no mistaking it. I could still use this. Wow! I leapt to my feet, surprised Chiho fell on her backside. Wait a minute. I'm going to the bank.
ATM?
Yes!
って何がよ。
Wait, last time we went to the bank at night, it was closed, wasn't it?
あ
Damn, it was already closed. And called it.
ATM に行ったんじゃないの？じゃあ当たり前じゃない。
Right. Where's the cat?
もう行ったわよ。やけにすっきりした顔して。
I see. Well, that makes sense. Having paper in your stomach like that. It would be hard on a human, too.
紙？そういえばさっきマサヤは何を取り出したの？
A lottery ticket. Oh, that's right. Only Rise-san knows about that. I won the lottery, the jackpot.
本当に？
Yeah. No, this is really great. Now I can get the goons off my back. I told her the story about how I won the lottery, but the cat had stolen the ticket. He had probably been keeping it in his nesting place until yesterday, or today.
そういうことか。どうもさっきのあんたの動き変だと思ったのよ。野球のヘッドスライディングっていうの？あんな感じでいきなり飛び込んでいくんだから。
I think Tammy-san really got the wrong idea.
勘違いさせておいた方がいいんじゃないの？
Huh?
私だってマサヤの立場は分かってるわよ。いい風に報道された方がいいんでしょ？
Exactly. Well, that's true.
それに助けてくれたことには変わりないんだし。
Oh, that's right. Are you okay? He shoved you pretty hard back there.
ああ、あんなのは全然。
I'm glad to hear that, but that was really close. I let out a big sigh. He had a gun. I couldn't believe my eyes. And then the bodyguard ran off.
私さ、マサヤが助けに来てくれるってあんまり思ってなかったんだよ。
Huh? Why not? I felt a pang of disappointment. You didn't think I'd run off and leave you, did you?
でも、だって私たちは。
Hmm? We're just... what? Masaya, how can you be this dense? Come on.
単なる幼馴染なんだし。
I thought about what she said, then burst out laughing.
何よ。
It's just, you know. We're childhood friends. That's the reason I saved you.
幼馴染だからか。そっか、そうだよね。うん。
Jeez, Chiho, don't stay Don't say stuff like that.
それもそうだったね。
Alright, well this is good. We won over our old childhood friend who was pissed off at us, so another plus. Thanks to the commotion at Papatore Moonrock, we hadn't gone to eat. We settled for hamburgers, then got on the bus back to school. I hadn't actually done a lot, but I still felt more tired than usual, maybe due to all the anxiety. The bus ride was bumpy and rather warm, which was comforting but also made me sleepy. Chiho, perhaps feeling the same way, rested her head against the window and didn't say much. The cat returns the favor. I guess that's how the saying goes. Not sure if that's an actual saying. I stroked the lottery ticket in my pocket. I had wiped it clean with a tissue, then folded it up neatly. I'd cash it first thing in the morning, then call the goons and pay them back. It was a little galling, but I didn't want to have to worry about money anymore. Look, to ward off sleep, I decided to talk a little bit. I'm the same way you were. After I moved, I didn't even try to make any friends. Chiho turned back to me, a little surprised. Those gangsters showed up there too. That's why we moved back to Tsurugigaka. So, when I first heard about the lottery, I was really happy, and not just about the money. I was also thinking, with this, I can make 100 friends, you know?
マサヤ、ごめんなさい。
Huh? About what?
叩いたこと。
Chiho turned a little in her seat to face me and gently touched my cheek. We had always been close, but having her touch me this way caused me to stiffen reflexively. Chiho's eyes were glossy with tears, and I found my own gaze locked on hers. Chiho, what's wrong? Are you crying?
泣いてなんかいないわよ。ただ。
What? Her cool fingertips continued to stroke my cheek. Oh, we're getting a tender moment.
今の話聞いて、なんだか少し気の毒になっちゃって。
I'm okay now. I mean, I averted my eyes self-consciously. I mean, getting to see you again was... It really did hurt, though. Oh crap, did I... Okay, no skip text. In order to shake off my self-consciousness, I rolled my eyes in an exaggerated manner. That was less of a slap and more of a punch. I didn't think girls could hit that hard.
悪かったわね。
Yeah, and you ruined the mood, Masaya. She blushed crimson to her ears, then quickly turned her face away. In that moment, she was really cute.
ただあの時は私も本当に怒っていたし。
I know. I don't think you're the kind of girl who would hit a guy with a boomerang hook for no reason.
当たり前。
By the way, you always hid your face when I'd stop by your class. Was that also because you were mad?
うん、まあね。 あんたの顔見たら絶対カッと頭に血が上るって分かってた。だから
I don't think that's mad. I think that could be mad, but I think that's more flustered. Whatever she wanted to talk about a year ago really must have been important for her to have gone that mad at me. But I didn't try to ask her again. That was then. This was now. It was sad, but it was the truth. Before you get mad, could you at least take a minute to be happy to see me?
うるさいわね。
Ow, ow, ow! The fingers that were previously gentle against my cheek were now pinching it hard.
嬉しくなかったはずないでしょうが。
Ah, right. What was the sun pounding in my chest? Was the bus a little overheated? Come on, Masaya! As I searched inside my heart, the bus pulled into the stop in front of Vincennes Private Girls Academy.
よかった。ちょうど9時前だ。
Through some secret means, Rise-san was able to control the gate. The gate opened and we quickly slipped in.
やれやれ。本当に番宣のは面倒なんだから。こんなの入学する前は考えもしなかったわよ。
I know what you mean.
きっとすぐにはマサヤのことを信じられなかったのも番宣のに入ったことが影響してるんだろうな。言い訳じゃないけどさ。
No, I thought that was the case. We've known each other for so long, I definitely understand.
私そんなに番宣のに入りたいわけでもなかったんだけどね。
Do you not like going to school here at Vincennes?
ん。
Does that sense? As long as you're here, you should enjoy it. As someone who spent a year living in the darkness, I genuinely meant it. That's right. Why don't you join the White Lily Society with me? They say you can't officially join, but we're recruiting affiliates. I was reminded that Rise-san had meant to recruit Chiho, though I still didn't know exactly why.
私なんかが後期のお客さんなのに。
Don't you start talking like that.
それはそうだけどさ。
It might change how people look at you.
うん。
Look, it's fine. I'm an affiliate already. We can work on it together.
わかった。 じゃあ仲直りの握手。
Ah, that's a really cool CG. It's kind of like the one that Chiho gave us, or not Chiho, Rise gave us when we first entered Vincennes, but I kind of like this one a bit more. Shake? Maybe it was a little overwrought, but still. In that moment, Chiho had been so angry she had cried. For feelings as raw as hers, maybe the ceremonial gesture was necessary.
マサヤ。
Sure. I took Chiyo's hand firmly. My old friend's hand was smaller and softer than I expected. Ah. That's right. It's just like before.
マサヤ、どうしたの？ぼーっとしちゃって。
Oh, nothing. It's nothing.
ん？
Chiho tilted her head at my strange reaction. What an idiot I was. I was finally making out with my childhood friend, and here I was, thinking about another girl. Chiho shook my hand in response. Then her face lit up brighter than I would have thought, and she spoke.
じゃあこれで私たち仲直りだね。
Yeah. I must have looked happy too.
おかえりなさい。
I love that dress on you, Ruriko.
ただいま。
Thanks.
守備はお二人の様子を見ればわかりますけれど、とにかく明日伺いますね。さあ、こちらへ。
Ruriko-san led us around to the back of the dorm. There was a veranda there, and we were able to get in that way. The front doors were locked after curfew, after all.
ある特定の部屋が門限を過ぎた後の寮の内と外をつなぐ。それは私たちが生まれるよりも前からのバンセーヌの伝統だそうですよ。
Wow.
建物は変わってもそうした伝統は連綿と続いていて、なんだか楽しくなってきてしまいますよね。ただ先生方も本当は分かっていらっしゃるんですよ。
What do you mean?
だって多くはここの卒業生なのですから。
Ah,
それでもかつて自分たちにもあったことだからと黙認することも含めて伝統なのだと思います。
I see.
先生方にも現役時代はあったわけですから。シスター三島の武勇伝、私初めて聞いた時はワクワクしたものです。
That is true. Last episode, Sister Mishima's eyes lit up when she was thinking about her past experience at Vincennes. I'm curious to know what happened there. It seemed the ever-smiling Sister Mishima had more of a past than I expected. I guess Vincennes is less uptight than I thought.
それはそうです。そうでなければ長年の寮生活つつがなく過ごすことはできません。
I see what you mean.
どうかした？マサヤさんには目隠ししていただきましょう。
What? Why?
何しろ女子の部屋ですからね。何かと差し障りがあるかと。
Oh, right.
それもそうよね。下着が置いてあったりするかもしれないし。
Even if it was there, I wouldn't look at it. Oh, I'm calling bullcrap. Masaya, if you are a healthy male, that thing will catch your attention.
いいや、信用できないわね。男子なんかどうせエッチなんでしょ。
Well played, Chiho, though that is still a little bit stereotypical, but I think most, if not all, guys have a little side to them that's just slightly interested. As she spoke the words with utmost certainty. I knew there was no arguing with her. I hid my eyes with the proffered handkerchief and let the girls guide me inside.
ではまた明日。
Sure. Alright, here we go. The following Sunday, we all gathered in the rec room.
そういえばまだ千穂さんにきちんとご挨拶したことはなかったわね。はじめましてではないですけれど、私は老船員リセです。よろしくね。私は鷺沢千穂です。よろしく。実を言うと、私あなたには注目していたのよ。注目っていうと？もちろん変な意味ではなくてよ。私が学園の変革を志向しているということはあなたもご存知ね。うん。白百合会が今の状況になる前から私千穂さんに協力してもらいたいと思っていました。なぜならあなたは後期からのお客さんだから。勘違いしないでね。私はそんな風潮なくしたいと思っていてよ。だからこそ千穂さんには協力してもらいたいと思ったの。Masayaさんを改革の象徴としたことと同じような意味合いでね。
I get it. So that's why you wanted Chiho in.
そういうこと。あとこのことは何も私だけにメリットがあるわけではないわ。千穂さんにとっても意味があると思っています。どういうこと？正直言って千穂さんにとってヴァンセンヌは居心地のいい学校かしら。
Chiho looked down at the floor, her expression clearly unhappy.
ある形に自分をどうしても押し込めなければならないという時、その先は2つに分かれるわね。第一の方法は自分を形に合わせること。これはある意味簡単ですけれど、心情的に引っかかるものがあるのも事実だわ。そして第二の方法は形の方こそ変えるということ？
That was the same thing I told Chiho the night before.
私が目指しているのはまさにそれだわ。だからいかがかしら。千穂さん、あなたも参加しない？ただ私は正直言うと形、つまりヴァンセンヌ自体にそこまで興味はないの。ごめんなさい。いえ、謝ることはなくてよ。入学して日が浅いんですもの。むしろ自然なことだと思うわ。では俳優にはなっていただけないでしょうか。ただ私リセさんとルリ子さんには感謝しているの。だってマサヤと仲直りする機会を作ってくれたから。
Chiho turned towards me, expression softening.
ああ、けどそれはルリ子さんのお手柄だわ。マサヤさんは最初難色を示したのよ。難色って？
I thought it would be dangerous if it was just me with you.
何言ってるのよ。あら、タミエさん。チャカ持った無頼者を一撃で倒しておいて危ないもないでしょうが。
No, that was... I mean, it did turn out that way, but... Tammy-san ignored my dissembling and handed out newspapers to each of us.
本来は日曜日は休館日ですけれどね。当然号外を作ったわ。 これ、ゆうべの？そう。タミエさんも一緒についていったってこと？もちろん。これがソンブルスキャナーの本領発揮だわね。
Ah, so that woman on the bus was you, Tammy-san?
そういうこと。マサヤさんと千穂さんがデートをするという話はちゃんと事前にキャッチしていたからね。デートじゃないけどね。そうよ。
Well, I mean, dinner, sure, it wasn't a planned date, but it's an unofficial date. Don't deny us. Oh, we're getting rivalry. They exchanged a confused glance.
まあまあ、これを見なさいって。こんな見事な写真、はっきり言って玄人派だしよ。
By that, she seemed to mean it was better than professional. And we're reminded. It really is. She was always impressive, but the timing on this picture was superlative.
まあ
No, do not corrupt Ruriko. No. Ruriko-san's eyes were shining.
なんと惜しい。
Oh no, we're slowly corrupting her mind. Gallant, you say? It looked more like I was scrambling on all fours to me.
記事の方もとてもよく書いてありますね。どれあら、ほんと。もちろん提灯記事なんかじゃないわよ。あの光景を見て私個人的にも大いに感心してしまったもの。どんなことがあったの？せっかくですもの、本人の口から聞かせてくださいな。
Right.
やっぱりあなたは大した人だわ。私の時と同じじゃないの。
Oh,
でも同じでもないわよね。
oh, the jealousy fight.
え？
Hmm? Rise-san and I turned to her simultaneously.
だって夕べの時は相手は拳銃を持っていて、マサヤもそれが分かっていて。
Oh, are we going to have the damsel in distress contest to see which display was more impressive?
けどリセさんの時はそこまで危険な感じでもなかったんでしょ？
I understood what she was saying, but I wasn't sure why she was arguing that point.
ああ、
This seemed to make Rise-san upset for reasons I couldn't identify.
でもあの時相手は 4,5 人もいて、ヤクザ者と違って武道の鍛錬も積んでいる人たちで。
Oh wow, okay. Rise, you're kind of exploding the truth there a lot.
見ただけじゃそんなことわからないじゃない。あ、そうだ。だいたい根本的に言って相手は学校のガルディエンヌだったわけでしょ？
Oh, okay, so that point. Yeah, okay, that's not stretching the truth too much.
それこそマサヤさんにとってはわからなかったことだわ。
Hey, what's with you two? What are you even arguing about?
どっちが大変だった？
What?
どっちが大変だったって聞いたの。
Mm, I was completely at a loss. I didn't understand what they were after, and the situations were incomparable in my mind.
私も気になるところだわ。大いにね。
Oh, poor Masaya. He's being teamed up on, and he's so dense. Huh?
ただ、マサヤさんのしたことはあくまで親切ですからね。どちらが上とか下という話ではないと思いますが。
Oh, thank you, Ruriko. That's right. Yeah. Ruriko-san's dignified words sent the two lapsing into an awkward silence.
まあ、それもそうね。
Jeez, why were they worried about something like that? It was true that Chiho hated to lose, and Rise-san seemed rather prideful. Maybe their personalities were just naturally competitive?
そうだ。それでさっき言いかけたことなんだけど、正直言って学園の変革とかはよくわからない。けど、瑠璃子さんとリセさんの親切には感謝してる。だから、その恩返しみたいなもので、私でよかったら協力するよ。ありがとう。
The two of them shook hands. With that, we had another affiliate besides Ruriko-san.
それにしても、マサヤさん、本当に勇敢ですわ。
With the newspaper in her hands, Ruriko sighed, a bit of color entering her cheeks.
さすがは、私の初めてのあれを捧げた方です。
Whoa, back it up, back it up.
初めてのあれ
Huh? What's all this now? Ruriko-san looked up in mild surprise. Naturally, I had no idea what she was talking about.
あら、もう忘れになったのですか？ちょっとマサヤ、どういうことなのよ。
Oh no, Masaya is being choked. Uh, I tried to answer, but the tight pressure on my throat made it impossible to speak.
そうよ、ちゃんと説明して。
Rise-san added to the pressure, making it impossible for me to breathe. Off to the side, I saw Tammy-san proffering her microphone.
本当に本当なの？にわかには信じがたいけど。
Oh
へえ。
no.
ねえねえ、どんな感じだった？レコーダーは止めても OK よ。個人的にも興味あるもの。そうですね。そう。熱くて硬かったです。
Ruriko, no, you're making this situation worse.
おお
We're down.
男の人の手のひらはこういうものなのかと。
Oh,
私、
thank you.
少し驚きました。
Oh, thank goodness the clarification.
手のひら？もう、なんとなくわかるけど、もっとこう、大事な場所があるでしょうが。大事な場所？手以外で握手を交わせるのでしょうか。
Innuendos and complete misunderstandings are amazing. Oh, Ruriko, You're an interesting character.
握手？は？初めて男性の肌に触れたんです。私にとっては記念と言えますね。ああ。あ、ああ。マサヤさんが泡吹いてる。
And poor Masaya, he's down for the count over a misunderstanding.
もう、千穂さんたら力入れすぎ。そっちこそ。どっちもどっちだった気がするけど。大体先に手を出したのは千穂さんの方じゃなくて？先とか後とか関係ないでしょ。じゃあ何？私がやったからリゼさんもやったっていうの？あなたって案外マネっ子？
Oh, and we're getting the cat fight. I am interested to see how their competitiveness is going to play out later in the story.
それに力だって千穂さんの方がよっぽど込めていたでしょ。なんでそんなことがわかるのよ。見ればわかってよ。肩がブルブルと震えていたもの。あなたの手だって力の入れすぎで真っ白だったんだからね。ああ、私もともと色白なので。自慢それ。そう聞こえたらごめんあそばせ。誰かさんは健康的な小麦色の方が好きとか言っていたような言わなかったような。
Oh, jeez. This is not helping. This is just escalating.
そうなの？あらあら。早速いいコンビになっているようですね。
Sure, if you want to call it that.
そうかな。
And transition to the next scene. Oh, okay, so this is the end of the chapter. Oh, well, that had a lot in it. So, well, I think this was a good chapter. We finally made up with our childhood.
第4話、さつき祭。
We finally made up with our childhood friend, and we also managed to look quote unquote impressive. Just because we saved the day, we saved our friend, but just not in the most awesome way possible. But that's aside from it. So we finally got on our childhood friend's good side. Everything's all cleared up, and now we know that there's going to be some competitiveness between Rise and Chiho, since they both have feelings for Masaya, who is super dense and doesn't understand that they like him. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hunt down the like and subscribe buttons. That would help me out a bunch. And also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links will be in the description below. And I hope to catch you guys in the next episode. And until then, stay cool.